The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
We shall take our leave of you. Have a good evening.
May you always find shade and water.
Okay, so you guys leave.
I'll put a gold coin on the table and leave.
Show off. Alright. You're outside in the little isolated courtyard area. Weary eyes watch you.
I'll draw a little bit of fresh water from the well. Take a drink while we
It's quite cool.
figure out our next step.
How many people are in that sort of...
2 dozen. There might be more up, but you can't see them.
Should we keep looking around?
If we continue any deeper, we'll get lost. Without actually any knowledge of the area and direction, the deeper we go, the more dangerous it would be for us.
What do you suggest we do then? We need to find out. The whole point of coming here was early before it got dark.
It's now definitely this place. The sky overhead is dotted with stars and streaked with the reds and golds of evening.
Our issue is we don't have enough standing in this area to be able to ask these questions.
Then maybe if we could find a guide,
Again,
someone born low.
we know of no one, we have no contacts here. We're lucky to even talk to the nice wise one there.
Well, perhaps we can use something we do have into our advantage in order to obtain a guide.
That's the other problem is, if we do use that, we could get the wrong kind. It is a double-edged sword.
I see no alternative other than to basically just use our... just make that gesture in order to
We could
get
wait
somebody on our side.
here for a bit and see what happens.
Okay, but I do not like wandering this area in the dark and not knowing what it is like.
I understand, but I think we should wait.
For what? You think these things are just going to come to us?
No, just things may happen if we wait. So I'm just watching for
Just
how
look at Zulan confusedly.
the people interact and see if there's... I'm looking for the one that's in charge, or the one that people are deferring to. They'll be looking at us or looking at other people. I'm trying to pick the person that seems to be, because there's normally one person at least in a group that is more of a leader. Natural 20.
What a waste.
I know.
Yeah, because they might not even be here.
But there'll be somebody. There's always somebody that's higher up on the food chain.
Okay. Well.
See what?
Right, so you get the distinct impression that the people you have been examining are getting, as time moves on, they're getting more and more impatient and anxious seeming. Like they've got somewhere else to be.
And it seems like they'd rather us not be here.
Like they're kind of wanting you to move on so they can get onto something they'd rather be doing. But what that is, you don't know.
But we're not directly interfering with anything.
No.
Well,
Suspicion is
as
high.
far as we know.
It seems that they don't want us to be here.
We're only here to help them.
Yes, but we're outsiders. Would you trust an outsider? Sorry, silly question. Would you trust an outsider?
No. Not at first, and definitely not in such circumstances.
Would you trust someone freely giving help?
Well, he has so far.
In their position, I could see why they're shy from us. Well, surely it is that, not that so many elderly have something to hide.
But they're not all elderly. Well, we should
Night is drawing down
could
firmly now.
continue
and they are
our way
getting
out.
More anxious.
They wish to leave.
So are we done waiting on what you thought we should wait on?
Do you wish to see the extent to
Well,
which they will go?
I thought that with the control, there was other guards watching, more than the guards, and I thought there may be someone that led them, that they may come and see us because we have no way of approaching them.
A middle-aged man comes into the middle of the area. He's like, right, curfew! Out of the strong quarter with you or into a door. The rest of you, stop standing around and get to your stations.
Like
Off with
that.
you or into a door. Curfew.
Excuse me.
You are excused. You may go.
No, I wish to speak with you about something.
Ah. What do you want?
We are here investigating the strange attacks at night.
No one cares until the strange attacks begin. Now everyone cares. What do you want to know? And make it quickly.
Any information you can give us about who was attacked, what happened, where specifically.
3 young people. 2 maidens, 1 young boy. I don't know their names and I don't want to know.
Okay,
In the strong quarter.
we know that much.
Well, then you know as much as us.
Okay.
Only at night. Hence
Yeah.
the watch.
And no blood and very.
You seem to know a lot. Ah, of course. That old fool.
What makes her draw your eye so much?
We don't need outsiders coming and sticking their noses in our business. That's what's caused this problem.
Is it?
Why do you say that?
Yes.
This problem didn't start until the guards started poking round. Then suddenly, the perfumed quarters problem becomes our problem.
So why were the guards poking around?
The perfume area's problem?
The creatures used to attack there, now here, and only since the guards started nosing around. You tell me they're not related? You can't trust the guards. We have to look out for ourselves.
Fair enough.
Who do you know of anyone we could talk to in the perfume district about this as
I
well?
don't know anyone from the perfume district.
May we have leave to stay here for one night and watch with yous. And if
Why would we trust the outsiders? For all we know, you're the ones causing the problems.
you have men watching us as it is,
Aye.
but we may be able to help.
And if not, then surely your men will see.
I have no reason to trust any of you.
That is true. You have no reason to mistrust any of us.
That doesn't quite work that way.
They have every reason to mistrust us.
We haven't done anything aside from be outsiders and all to draw their ire.
For all we know, it could be one of our own. We rule nothing out.
Nor should you.
They are merely playing it safe, I believe. Give us this opportunity to prove ourselves to you.
Fine.
As surely we would explore anyway, and would just get in the way.
So as you must be.
We have our thanks.
You all look too heavy for any practical use.
Too heavy?
I'm guessing.
He's never getting up there.
Yes, I'm going to say referring to getting up on the
So
higher
you'll
parts.
have to stay on the ground, which means I have to leave one of my men on the ground, where it is dangerous. But so be it. He motions up in the air with his bow, and a kid comes sliding down and wanders up. Keep an eye on these two. If they cause any trouble or they act suspicious, you blow. Blow on your whistle. Keep it between your lips. The kid gives a serious nod, and then looks at you like,
Hello, what's your name?
he's got a whistle between his lips.
Oh, of course.
He's too young to be interested in girls.
I know.
Sulin, you'd be able to.
He hasn't invited me.
No, but I'm just saying. You'd
Yes,
be
but
able
it's his area. I don't wish to impose.
to. Fair enough.
If you wish,
Now you don't wish to impose.
Should we hear anything on our...
He'll give you the once over. Go up onto the rooftops. Look for an older man called Aram.
Aram.
You'll know him because he's the older one. He'll have a bow. Like yours.
I'll disappear up the rope.
Damn yellow-eyed witches. Still, couldn't hurt, could it? What if the witches behind it?
Do you know if any of the victims if they were all alone when they were attacked, or were others with them? Who would like run screaming or something?
Surely someone would have come forward if they were with them. So they must have been alone.
Very well.
Or drawn away.
Quite possible.
I'll be off with you.
Have you any particular places you'd like us to patrol, or?
The trade quarter?
Very well.
He means to remove us from...
Yeah, somewhere else.
Oh, I thought he meant the trading area, because you first enter the trading area before going into the alleyway.
Oh, I love Saphiro.
On the narrower streets, then, near the central hub, it would be the areas you could fit. Well, not many in the strong quarter use the roads.
Are there any... I'll probably do a perception check before I ask this, actually, because it'll determine... No, never mind. It all looks the same to
I
me.
wonder why.
Yeah.
thought this
Darkness
would look like-
crawls across the land. The strong quarter hunkers down for the night, falling more silent than other areas. It is also darker. It's like the Cappermen do not visit here. But then it occurs to you as you walk around that there are just less torches, perhaps because the closely kept buildings and wooden uppers might catch fire. The torches are only on the larger main streets. That's a recipe for being attacked by night creatures if ever you saw one. Why, in Strumblet, where the mountains loom up, the Cappermen work extra hard with shuttered stone lanterns, sometimes using glass to make sure the fires don't catch, but never darkness is the answer.
Tis too dark here.
Yes.
So meanwhile, you hit up on the roofs and you eventually do find an older man who is sort of nimbly moving around the rooftops, checking on group after group of careful watchers who are sitting there, all of them on the rooftops and the balconies and near the chimneys, looking around like frightened young children pretending to be hawks. The older men interspersed amongst them are no less frightened, but certainly more experienced. This older one moves around like he knows ain't nothing going to happen to him. He is dressed all in black.
I'll approach him.
From
his forward.
Smart. Dark eyes look out from the only gap in his all-concealing gear. I see you, woman.
I see you. I am Sulan of Clan Goshen, of Concertaset.
They call me Arum. I have lived here for 15 years and served no clan.
I've been sent here to help find this creature.
He said, knowing he didn't give you a name, and that was his fuck up.
Yeah. He gave me no name, but he seemed to be in charge on the ground, directing the men to leave.
He sent you.
Yes. My other party were too big to ascend.
What are you doing so far out in the world?
Searching.
You balance the beams well. Walk with me. Can you use that?
Well.
Then you might want to take it out. You won't have warning.
I'll take it out.
We are looking for Shikigami.
Really?
It is the only answer. I have not seen one, but I believe it to be so. No blood. Shredded bodies. Scream. Silence. Bodies found elsewhere.
I've met some in the passing.
In the treetops.
No, in the world.
Shikigami into the world. It is bad for everyone. Let me see your arrowheads.
Oh.
Good make. Light, sharp. Not useful. Here, he'll give you 5 arrowheads made of silver. They've got little carvings in them in a language you probably couldn't read if you wanted to, because your ability to read ends in steps, or stairs of ancients, doesn't it?
Can I read it?
Yes, you actually can. It's
Yeah.
all curse seal stuff. Little incantations and things to screw those on instead.
I'll take note of the incantations on them.
Cool! You want to take a fucking charcoal rubbing while you're
No,
at it?
because I don't have it. I'll...
Right, so we'll cut back down to these impatient shits.
Looking around.
Paranoid, spinning around in place all the time.
7.
I'm dead
Good.
on.
Dead on.
Dead on.
Nice. That's the best result the second
So
best
from
result.
next-
Second best result you can get. There are people on the main streets. They seem unconcerned and moving through the night. You have women on men's arms going, ha 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 ha. Oh, let's go over to the thing. And they're like, oh, perhaps we should go by the temple district. Those hunter guys have been all in the taking. They're fucking going crazy. Don't even know why, but it's so funny to watch them pull their hair out. Ha 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 ha. Oh, but we'll have to go by that creepy Tor temple that's shaped like a bedpan. Yeah, fuck those Tor guys. They're full of shit. They're not needed here in Burmania. Only Ben-Hadar looks after us. Well, Pharos has been pretty good to us lately. Ah, yes, the spoils of our recent skirmish raids. I don't know. Well, we don't know. Let me tell you of my great heroism in those raids. And fuck Serenia. Moving on. And others passing in the other direction. A group of young girls laughing on their way back from a bathhouse. There's 4 guards marching with cudgels and short weapons. With one of them has a lantern pole and like a little stirrup with one hand there, and he's got his baton out with the other hand, and they're looking around like really alert. They look more grizzled and experienced than your standard guard that you're used to, and it occurs to you this might be the night watch. You'll notice none of them have the guardsman bell. Not a single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
And their armor is... They've got chainmail and ringmail, but they've also got like wool stuffed into it so it makes no sounds. And they're very, very alert and looking around, and they spot you guys immediately, and the look that passes across their face is just like, threat, detecting threat, no threat detected, moving on. It's like, passing over him, it's like, he ain't sneaking from no one, not what we're looking for, legit legal citizens, moving on. They're not the sneaky night types.
Yeah, we're up on the roof.
They seem to, however, be oblivious to the fact that there's people up in the upper stories watching them silently and darkly.
I'd be tempted to interrupt them and ask them some things, but they look
You
like
can go.
they're
You can go ahead if you want. They're city watch. It's their job.
Are they guarding the woman specifically, or?
They seem to be not guarding them, but they are moving at roughly the same pace. In the same general direction?
No.
But certainly they're not guarding them.
I'll approach Hale.
They come to a stop. The forward two, hands resting on their truncheons. The back one, like, moving his lantern in so he can see under your hood, mainly. And it's like, Hail, giant! What brings such a fine nobleman such as yourself, good sir, into the strong quarter at night?
I'm Saphira, cleric of Tor, at your service.
My apologies, goodman. I did not mean to address you incorrectly.
That is all right.
And you, good sir?
Merely a mercenary.
Not in that armor.
No, I'll not add anything to that.
We were sent by other city guards from beyond the district to investigate.
You would be the party of Saphira the Rat Paladin.
Merely a cleric, but yes.
So my apologies again.
It is a common misconception that is going around that I accidentally started, but that is not the...
So, have you found anything yet? The creature or whatever it is could attack at any moment.
We were wondering if you had any additional information about the attacks. Details were sparse when we first got them.
The second one interrupts. He's been like, we have been patrolling this area for weeks. The attacks always happen between Compline and Matins and never where we are. It's like they're doing it on purpose. Like they know we will destroy them. He seems really mad about this.
That is probably smart on their part. They could have scouts, for all you know, to keep track of the movements of your men, and
I told you, it was a Serenian conspiracy. They're after our precious lands. No one wants these lands. You disrespect them.
I do not think you're dealing with mere men.
No, they're not mere men. They are creatures of sunlight and oranges. You will have to forgive him. He has spent a long time in the raiding squads. He has a great hatred for those who are not of proper Bavanian bloodstock. I do not bear that racism. It's not their fault they're inferior. It's their small brains.
So anyway... Oh, you know, he's so lucky that Saphira drank that potion at the end of last season, let me put it that way. Drank from the goblet, basically.
Some creature destroys people. Scatters the bits around. No blood. So, probably a vampire. Vampires drink blood. They wouldn't want to waste their food.
That seems to be our lead theory.
I understand Merlin employs a vampire. They released one recently and sent it to Bomania. You pay no attention to the news. The town criers clearly said that vampire that was released was in a small town on the border of Merlin, and it's now their town shaman. You will have to forgive them. They don't pay proper attention to the criers. It's part of your job to stay informed, not misinformed.
Yes.
You do your job very well.
We all do what we must.
Have you tried changing your rotations?
We march a different route every night.
And still no luck catching anything.
We've tamped our armor. We no longer carry con or lanterns, except for this one, which is necessary in this dark region. We do not announce our patrols ahead of time. We vary them up, but still no guard patrol is ever near when it happens.
But do you know
Sergeant Albrecht's troop was near and heard the scream of the last victim, but could not arrive in time.
do you know which streets the attacks occurred on?
This is one street where an attack has occurred, but it was not the most recent. He'll outline basically like days by days for that way to places they have attacked, and they'll seem pretty diverse.
Very good. Thank you for your time. We shall continue the hunt ourselves.
Schmidtler ober alles.
May he watch over you, who is judge of all the world.
Danke. And march off.
We'll continue in a different way because there's no point doubling up on.
Also, since he just said that the attacks never happen around a guards group, being around a guards group means you are not going to be in the right place.
No.
Yeah.
Well, as you move off into the sporadically lit streets, you do take a moment, based on your previous perception check, to admire how the highly polished armor of Saphira picks up the tiny beams of torches, and he looks like a little nest of fireflies rippling his way down the street. As the light ripples from one scale to another.
You are hardly the most stealthy. I only begin to understand now how shiny that armor is.
Oh, there's no point trying to be stealthy when you're as big as I am and you wear this.
Surely. Maybe I will remain a few paces back. If we draw the ire of this beast, they may not notice me amidst such a show of light.
It could not hurt.
Meanwhile, on the rooftops.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?